All right, you didn't ask, but we just saw Weapons. We're gonna give you a spoiler-free review, and then we're gonna jump into the spoilers. But before we get into all that,
Wait.
my name is Amos.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Spencer. And you didn't ask.
You didn't ask.
That's it. That's the whole episode.
So, the trailer
Oh my god. Wait, hold
for
on.
One Piece
Season 2 of One Piece has just dropped the trailer.
They just dropped the trailer for it.
Season 2 of One Piece Netflix just dropped the trailer. What did you guys think of it?
I gotta get this Lego set.
Dude,
Yeah, it is
okay,
a nice
real
little
quick.
Lego set.
I have not bought a Lego since maybe middle school, but I couldn't handle myself seeing this.
Couldn't handle himself.
Dude, this is sick.
That's pretty clean.
I wish it was the anime.
Show the little Zoro. Show the little Zoro.
Yeah.
They got he's got the 3 swords in there.
Show Luffy with that little bone.
Luffy, I put the bone in his hand.
Get you some
Fire.
Usopp's got the
We're
slingshot.
not sponsored by Lego or One Piece.
We could be. Reach out to us. Reach out to us. Yeah, so.
But yeah, the trailer for season 2 came out.
They showed off Robin,
They did show off Robin.
or Miss All Sunday
Miss
at
All
that
Sunday.
point, right?
She was all Sunday at that point.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not the biggest fan of the Netflix show. I think it was good, but it wasn't great, mostly coming from a huge anime fan, considering all the One Piece crap I have around. I think it's like the production design and the look of it is like top tier. It looks
Yeah.
straightly ripped out from the anime.
They nailed the visual part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I'll give them credit for all that. I despise the live action, but mainly because I'm just like very critical of like how accurate the anime is depicted when it comes to rolling it
Right.
over to live action.
Yeah.
I feel like it's difficult to do live action.
It is
anime
hard
right.
to do it. Yeah. And I feel like they should stop doing that.
They're never
Just
gonna.
get
There's just too
rid
much
of it.
money to be made.
Yeah, they're
But,
never gonna
like,
stop.
I think
Did
that-
you see at the end of the trailer? They literally said season 3 is coming soon. Like they're already.
Really, they're
doing
already
season-
on season
Yeah,
3.
they already greenlit it.
I guess they're gonna keep going until they
Marineford.
They seem like they're getting a lot of.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll probably,
Okay,
I'll
no,
probably watch
Marineford
it.
Yeah.
would actually
Look,
go
I'm
far.
gonna watch it. I think my biggest critique with it is that the One Piece Netflix show feels like a fan made thing. Like it feels like fans who are trying very hard to replicate the anime rather than being its own
I mean,
thing.
it pretty much is.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even finish the first season, honestly. Like I watched 2 to 3 episodes and I was like, this just feels like what I'm
I
seeing.
didn't even finish the first episode. I was
Yeah.
like, this is kind of gross.
Yeah.
I can't watch this shit.
Well, we got to talk about Chopper though too.
Chopper.
How did you
Let's talk
guys
about
feel
Chopper.
about the way Chopper's looking?
I
in
saw his
season 2?
reveal and I am so disappointed.
Really?
I hate it.
You don't like-
It's like I get that he's like a little deer, but like he's not a child. He's portrayed like a toddler from what it seems like, and he's just like, "What,
Nah,
Chopper?" And he walks
Nah,
around.
Nah,
it's
this
like
guy's
one of those
Drum
people from
Island,
the
yeah.
island, literally.
You're just like Drum Island.
Just like the people from
You're
Drum
just like Drum
Island.
Island.
You
They
see
thought he was a
Chopper.
monster. I think
Yeah.
he's a
Yeah,
baby
you
little
were acting like
pathetic-
Chopper's an
No,
abomination.
you're kind of, that's
No,
kind of.
I didn't say that. I
Yeah,
said
no,
If
I
you
said-
don't think Chopper is
guys are
literally the
gaslighting me.
cutest
I
thing
did.
on the planet,
Yeah,
then
would you-
you're a
He's
hater.
cute,
There's
but I'm
no
not-
in
he's a
between.
child. I'm
No,
not
that's
trusting
not
him
in
with my
between.
life.
In the
I'm not
anime,
trusting him with my life.
No,
He's
no,
not.
no.
He's not
in the,
qualified
in
as a
the
doctor.
anime, he
Within the
literally
verse.
hides behind things the wrong way. He's literally
Yeah,
it was
he doesn't
funny.
know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's Chopper. No, you're just a hater.
Fuck both of you.
No, you're
Fuck
just as
live
bad.
action
What's the guy?
Chopper.
What was the guy's name with the fucking big jaw that ate everything? That's Amos.
Who are you talking
Wapol.
about?
Wapol. Yeah, that's you. You're just as bad as Wapol and Drum
Wapol.
Island inhabitants.
Had a big mouth.
Yeah, let me see your big mouth. Open it up.
What are you
Hey,
saying? right now? What is
whoa.
okay, hold on, dude.
The pod's going left early.
Um,
Are we supposed to talk about weapons?
Well, hold on, because you brought up One Piece, and now we're talking One Piece.
Okay.
I think Chopper looked pretty decent. The only thing I didn't like was that his hat looked furry as well, and I always felt like his hat would be like leather,
yeah, it's
not
gotta
fur.
actually be a hat.
I did feel like his face was a little bit in the uncanny valley,
Well, he is. He's a
but
fucking
at the
talking
same
deer.
time, I feel like maybe when the show actually comes out, it'll be
Yeah.
a little bit better
What did you guys think of Rock?
because it was reminding me of like Sonic.
I didn't see enough Robin.
But you saw her face.
I did see her
Saw her
face
for like a split second.
split second. She looked pretty good
Yeah.
compared when you like.
She
try
looks
to
like
compare-
Robin, I think.
Yeah, she does look like Robin.
I think everyone else looks pretty good. Vivi looked good. all the Alabasta inhabitants in Alabasta looks good. I think like the locations look great.
I really like the set design and
Yeah.
how they have like the big cactus island. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
Where all the numbers are, but that's kind of my only redeeming thing to say about live action One Piece.
Hopefully the second season is better than the first one. I don't think the first one was like diabolically bad. It's no Amazon World of the Worlds.
I mean, the
But-
Arlong.
Yeah,
I
that
skipped
wasn't
the
it.
whole show, and I was like, all right, let me see how they did the Arlong fight.
Yeah,
that
it wasn't
shit
as
was-
good. Yeah. The
What,
thing
like
is, like,
CGI
I think
like everywhere.
the actors.
CGI everywhere, yeah. Well, they had to.
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah.
But like, it just didn't have the
The oomph.
right.
It didn't have the
oomph
oomph.
like
Didn't
it
have
would
oomph.
like the
Yeah.
the
I feel like they
actual.
should do like Arlong with like practical effects. Was he like CGI'd?
No, he was like
he
it
was
was
a little bit
makeup.
practical.
Okay.
Practical.
I honestly think it
like
was the
fight
opposite.
itself was just stinky.
I didn't really like his design. I honestly think it should have been the opposite. I think they should use more CGI or like more practical effects because he really just looked like a dude painted purple with a little thing on his nose. Like he didn't give me shark vibe, you know.
He wasn't enough of a fish man for
Yeah.
you, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm a believer in the Fishman. I'm not a hater like you from Drum Island.
Yeah.
The only person I hate is Chopper. Live
Wow,
action.
what a horrible
The
take.
thing is, Chopper is like probably my second favorite Straw Hat, and for them
Who's
to
number one?
butcher him like that.
Who's your
is
favorite
Who's
Straw
your
Hat?
favorite straw hat?
Brooke.
Okay. Who's your least favorite?
Okay, I got Brooke low on my
Sanji.
list.
Your
Actually,
wait, who's your least favorite straw?
wait. So
Hat?
how is Sanji your least favorite if Brooke is your favorite?
Irritates me.
They do the same stuff.
What are you talking about? No, Brooke is a savage.
No, Sanji
No.
is nice. No,
No,
Brooke
no.
is straight up. Let me see them panties, yo.
Whoa!
Straight to business.
They're all underage usually.
Yeah.
No wonder
That's
you
like,
like it.
7,000 years
yeah.
old talking to
Ask
like
anybody who's
17.
underage.
He asked every
What about,
person.
what about the fishman woman?
Was she underage?
Yeah.
She's a princess.
What was her name? Like, it started with a C.
Kami?
Yeah, Kami.
She was underage.
Oh,
Definitely.
that girl, yeah. What
He
about
was-
the
he was
princess?
going
What about the
crazy over
princess,
Cammy.
princess?
All right, I'm gonna take
The daughter. The daughter. What about the daughter of the? And he's like, you think the princess will show me his panties? And then Nami's like, shut the fuck up.
And it was just like, it's the
And
business.
it's like, you know,
The only no, when he hits 45 degrees though, that shit is hard, dude. Come on.
What?
You don't know what you're talking about, bro. He's got the lean.
Oh, I didn't know where
These are
that
not
was
true
going.
fans.
well, you're talking about panties. You're like,
Yeah, that
45
was a
degrees.
crazy segue.
Yeah.
You made it seem okay. I'm not even gonna say what I was thinking
Yeah, you
were saying.
definitely. Anyway,
All right.
but we're
Moving on.
gonna have to watch.
We gotta
the-
also
yeah.
talk a little bit about the music that came out this week.
Yes.
There's been a lot of new songs. You listened to the JIT album?
I did. I liked it. I actually thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
I thought it was really good.
He came to the college I went to, and it was like a small concert. I didn't go to it because I wasn't listening to him back then, unfortunately. And literally, it was over top our cafeteria, and
That was an interesting motion.
yeah.
going up there.
This guy's dirty
Yeah.
thing. I would think about
Yeah.
panties. Yeah, thinking
Been a
about
feeding
panties.
doll pod.
And
Now you can catch a
the
break.
roof collapsed from everyone jumping.
Dang.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was pretty good.
He's hype.
I like Skate was pretty good.
Skate was good. I think my favorite song is probably Community.
Communities, yeah, community.
Because first of all, he's like fucking shoot bomb the building.
There, yeah.
Running out the building, that shit was so hard. That's the hardest bar in the
Yeah.
entire album for sure. But very very provocative, very intense, very cool, very melodic. Had like everything you needed in a rap album, I thought. It was so good.
But you know what didn't have everything you needed was the Nudie album.
No, do not listen to this guy. The new Young Nudie album, Paradise, absolute bangers.
I've only listened to one song in that album.
It's pretty
No,
bad.
it was nice.
But from the one song, I can't really form an opinion on it yet.
Okay.
Because I like Project Pat. That's the only reason I listened to that song.
I mean, it was a nice song.
What would you rate the album
It's a
out of
nice
10?
little song.
Paradise, I feel like it was better than Slimier 2. So I'll say 8.5.
Okay.
Interesting.
Where are you putting the JIT album?
I was gonna give Jids like an 8.5. But that's because I'm comparing it to Alfredo 2, which I gave like a 10 or a
Yeah.
9.5.
That was the Freddie Gibbs album?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta tap into both of those, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it more.
Like
that one,
there's
like-
just so much music that just dropped.
Yeah.
Like
I listened to the Gunna album. Honestly, not to be a hater, felt like it was kind of the same. as like a lot of the other stuff.
Gunna sucks, dude.
I mean, Gunna's been the same. I feel like he's very consistent
Most
with
of
the
these-
stuff he puts out, in my opinion.
Most of these like big name rap artists just suck. All these hip hop rap artists, they just suck, dude. They're just doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Bro, you just
Nah,
wanna
I
listen
like
to
Gunna.
Taylor.
You're a
First
hater.
of all, you're just a Taylor Swift avid listener,
Yeah.
so you don't know hip hop at all. As a Taylor
That
Swift
is
fan,
that
I
might
said
that,
top
that,
Swiftie
that might
fan.
be
You can't
that
trust
might be
his
the
opinion.
biggest compliment you've ever given me.
You can't
Although,
trust a Swift's opinion.
Taylor
on
Swift's
Gunna.
there's some good contenders for rap hip hop album of the year.
There's been a
for
lot of good albums
This
this
has
year.
been a really great year for rap.
Taylor Swift's Reputation album, which is the one where she raps on, is better than any rap album that
Did
you're.
you just say that
yeah.
Taylor Swift raps on an album?
It's like
That's basically like cursing.
she goes hard.
That's got it. No.
It's such an underrated.
that
Taylor
make
Swift
sense of a
rapping just feels like pain.
I feel like you can't even put those words together.
I just did though, and it's a thing.
Ugh.
I'll believe it when I won't.
I
Believe
don't-
It when
I
when
won't be
hear
hearing
I
it.
won't be hearing it.
Um,
Gross.
Love Story was nice though.
Love Story. Now that's my favorite song of all time.
But
No,
Yeah, I don't know if I'm
sorry.
trying to hear
Actually, You Belong With Me is above it. Love Story of those.
you love me? Okay.
Yeah, You Belong With Me. You know
I
that's a
don't
bang.
know what you're talking about.
She wears high heels, I wear sneakers.
You know what?
She does have a couple
bangers.
She's got a couple of songs.
Yeah. You know what else is a banger? Weapon.
Okay.
All right. What a segue.
Spoiler free.
What a segue.
Weapon or spoiler free weapons. What are you giving it out of 10? What did you think of Weapons?
Fuck.
That is not a number.
It was really good, dude.
It was nice.
9 out of 10.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Might have to break out the decimal here.
The decimal.
Give us a Jory decimal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8.7.
Okay.
That's
8.7. What's the difference between an 8.7 and 8.8?
Or 8.5.
Or
I mean,
8.5?
depending on our talk, it might go up to like an 8.9.
Okay. I'm
But
gonna give
somewhere
it
in there, over an 8.5, under a 9 right now.
I think I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8. Yeah.
Got a real stickler here with the ratings.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I think it's one of the more unique horror movies that I've seen in a long time. But I do think that there were certain aspects to it that leaned into that cliche horror, and that included like the jump scares and some way that it navigated the plot. But I think the overall plot was really interesting and leads me having so many questions that I just like, what did I miss? I gotta go back and watch it and like really dive into what I just saw. Crazy happenings in this movie though. I thought it was really cool.
There was a lot of shocker scenes.
Yeah.
Just, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Like that
Oh,
type of shit.
What was your critique with it? Why did it get a 10 out of 10 or higher?
The only reason I give it, like, I was fully immersed in the movie when I was watching it, and I find that to be such a, like, any movie that has me fully captivated and
Yeah.
not like questioning why they do this or this, immediately I'm just like, this is a good movie.
Yeah.
The only reason I took it down was for like the main threat in the movie. I was kind of disappointed in the end of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, I thought the movie was excellent. I thought the pacing was pretty good. It did at some point. I was like, this movie's like really long. Is it gonna keep going? Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit going on, a lot of developments. But even though it seemed so long, I was like, I hope it just keeps more stuff just keeps happening.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm sticking with my 9 for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I think my biggest critique was I wanted more at the end.
Yeah.
Like, the way that they wrap everything up feels kind of fast compared to the pacing of the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And while I really did enjoy the whole movie, I thought the way... Honestly, I didn't really have an issue with the way it ended, just kind of how abruptly
Yes,
it was like
it's definitely-
credit time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I definitely agree.
What did you guys think about the way that the movie started?
Well, why don't we just hop into spoilers?
Okay.
Let's hop into spoilers.
Enough beating around the bush.
Spoilers,
Yeah.
we're well good with that.
I think
We gotta get to the point like
spoiler.
Get to the point like Brooke.
Point.
What the fuck? What does that have to do with Brooke?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with Brooke?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I see. Anyway.
Brooke's got a pointy Never mind.
Okay, what?
Wait, okay, we're talking about weapons.
yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Back to weapons.
Oh, back to weapons.
he has a pointy sword.
Why are you still talking about Brooke?
Oh, okay. Weapons.
Bring it back.
Spoiler,
Yeah.
spoiler review. Let's talk about it.
Spoiler
Okay,
filled
so
review.
go ask your question.
Okay. What did you guys think about the way that weapons started? So
Yeah.
at first they give you that black screen and it's just pure exposition for like the beginning.
That
of the
was
movie.
actually really interesting to me because the trailer does that, which is fine because it's a trailer. But I thought that was really interesting that the movie doesn't actually use the children's disappearance as any horror. They're playing like a banger song over top of it,
Yeah.
like a rock song,
Yeah.
and it's just like the kid. And I'm like, it kind of gave me a false sense of security. I was like, oh, maybe this isn't as much of a horror movie; and it's more of a thriller. And then the horror starts. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
Like they were really quick to they introduced the dilemma. It was already established in the
Yeah.
movie. Then they downplayed it and then they built it back up
Yes.
over time
Yeah.
over the movie. To
What
find
did
the
you
reasoning
think about
behind
like
everything.
the tone and how much comedy was used? Because I thought the movie was a lot funnier than I expected it to be going in, but comedy was used throughout the movie to kind of soften the blow, I guess, of a lot of the horror that they were showing you.
I feel like also I think found more amusement watching
Well,
it. than
yeah,
other
our sense
people,
of humor.
'cause we're kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So, but I see what
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
I think it also comes to the fact that there's a lot of humor in horror because sometimes you laugh because it's so freaky that you have no other reaction just to laugh to like kind of hide like I think about like if I just saw like it's such a creepy imagery of kids like running in the darkness like that, right? But you can't help but just kind of laugh at it, be like what? Because it's like you can't comprehend what's happening, so you just kind of have to laugh at it.
Yeah.
And certain things happen in the movie where it's more of like a holy shit laugh rather than a oh that's stupid laugh. But I kind of wish that for the beginning, I kind of wish that we didn't have the exposition dump. I hate it when movies just exposition dump on you. I wish you just showed us. Like, literally take away the exposition. We don't
And
need
just
that.
show us
Just think-
a normal day in the
Literally-
classroom at first,
Yeah,
talking
just
about the parasites.
literally,
And then
yeah.
next day, it's just he's the only guy in the room.
Yeah.
And then everybody's
And
asking
or
him,
literally
They could have
pounding
even
him.
done it simpler where they just have like, you know, when they do the written in exposition where it's just like a blank screen and
Yeah.
they describe what happens and then they introduce what's
literally
going on.
all they needed was the first scene. Literally did it perfectly with no dialogue. It shows the clock. It pans up. Kid gets out of bed. He runs downstairs. He goes into the darkness. You see other kids running with him. Boom, cut, weapons. That's all we needed.
Yeah, and then
we
it's
didn't.
like, oh my god, in today's news,
Yes.
17 kids disappeared.
Exactly.
That would have been a very...
Yeah.
We didn't need this random little girl who was it? Who
I
was
actually
talking?
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think we ever know.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's
just
just a
someone in the
different kid
future.
at the
I think it's
school.
supposed to be like someone in the future talking about this story about this, but like, yeah, it was definitely a little interesting. I wish we didn't get the exposition dump. I feel like they had enough setup and footage to make us understand what was happening.
I think artistically, I see what they were trying to do by having it like some little girl
In the
who was
future.
probably the age of the
Yes.
children who disappeared.
In the future, talking about
Talking all
this,
this.
myth
Make you
that-
feel like worse about
Yeah.
everything that's
Yeah.
going on.
Although she says, "Oh, they never figured out what happened." I'm like, well, I don't know. It's really easy to figure out what happened. You have multiple people who know the exact story of what happened.
And if she was really like the narrator of everything, it sounds like she already knows everything that was
yeah,
going on,
literally,
too.
yeah. So it was a little interesting.
So, I don't know.
But yeah, I didn't like the exposition dump. In it.
My score is taking some damage.
I didn't like the exposition dump. Do not like when a movie just tells you things instead of you understanding it. Mostly when it's so well made that it's like you didn't need that exposition dump for 10 minutes.
Yeah. I will say though, once the Justine like card popped up to start the chapters,
Then
the
it starts,
movie
yes.
really hit its stride.
I really enjoyed when they incorporated the different POV.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
the
yeah.
different perspectives were sick.
What did you think of the way that Weapon split up its entire runtime by chapters of each person's
I thought it was very
POV?
interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was
Although
exciting.
It wasn't distributed evenly, but I didn't see that as like a
No,
problem.
I don't-
There was so like Justine's in the beginning was so long.
Because she's the main character.
Yeah, she's the main character, and then it was like Archer for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then James for a tiny bit, and then
Paul
for even less, and then Alex for even less at the end.
But I think, and the reason I like that is the reason I usually don't like when a movie does that, where you're seeing the same events from different POVs, is because you feel like you're watching the same thing over and over again, and there's not very much extra added. But what they did good in this one is when the POVs crossed, they didn't show you it all over again. They just like, okay, you know what happened here.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut past this now, which was good, because if I had to see, the cop chasing after him a second time, I'd be like, dude, we just saw this 10 minutes ago. We don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
So I think they were really smart in just cutting past and showing you the new parts of the story. Although it's kind of hard because this happens in fantasy books a lot, where you're having a bunch of different POVs and Justine is getting tackled by
Marcus.
And you're like, oh my god, and then it cuts and now you're back in time. You're like, oh, it takes your hype up here and then down here.
That scene shook me though when you saw Marcus
for
right
the
down.
first-
The first time I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where's he coming from?
How did this happen?
Yeah.
Because you have so many questions when you first see his face.
Everything. You have so many questions with everything. I mean, everything is not making sense, and then all of a sudden you see the most terrifying Benedict Wong you've ever seen in your life. Great, really good makeup and special effects in this movie.
They did, they
Very good.
we'll talk about one. We'll talk about
we'll talk about that in a little bit. But which POV in Weapons was your favorite?
I think James was my favorite.
James was the cop.
James was the
Stone.
druggie.
Druggy. I liked Archers.
Yeah,
His was interesting too.
I think. I'm trying to think, because I really did like Justine's, but the thing I liked about Archer's better was that he was on a mission, and I like that he's pushing forward, he's trying to figure things out, and it's this detective kind of mode. And so it becomes this thriller horror, while Justine's was pure horror, where it was oh my god, I'm shitting my pants because she just saw grandma thing in her dreams or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's why I like James, because it's from an outside perspective, he has basically no idea what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And he just stumbles upon the worst situation you could ever be a part of. Yeah.
Not
First
only
he's running away from the cops, and then he runs away. He's in the woods. He sees what's her name out there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm cooked."
Yeah.
Then he ends up in Site Zero, in their house.
Well, the one thing I do like though is he is the, what's his name, James?
Yeah.
James is the quintessential dumb horror movie character.
Yeah.
You're seeing the most crazy stuff and you're just eh. But the way that they do it better is because he's a druggie. He probably thinks everything and he even says it's not real, He probably thinks he's a tripping
Dude, if you saw a woman, an old woman in the woods with clown makeup on, basically, and a crazy wig, you would probably also be like, man, I might be
given
hallucinating.
the Pennywise. You know when Pennywise is sitting in the thing with the severed arm going like this? You just see an old woman
But also,
Back
I
to
wouldn't
the,
run in a fucking tent.
I would not run in a tent, no.
I mean, that he was homeless.
He was.
All he had was his
what
tent.
kind of how much of a sanctuary? How much kind of tent?
Literally.
you from?
It obviously
Well,
didn't.
I mean, he had to go home to get the needles.
Yeah.
I suppose you got to do
Because
what you got to
if
do.
she had popped out and taken those syringes to the face, might have been a different movie.
Yeah, he gave him the Paul. Paul got them right in the
Dude,
face.
Paul was getting stabbed.
Going through
Dude,
it.
Paul
That's
was
my worst
in-
nightmare.
Yeah, oh my god. And I like how
man,
he's so pissed. He's like, do you have hepatitis? Do you have AIDS? Do you have this? And he's like,
And he's like, man,
Paul
I
easily
don't
took
know.
the most L's in this movie.
Oh,
This
dude.
guy's
Oh my
doing
God.
nothing but
major.
missing
But
every single
he
scene.
also fucking cheated on his wife.
He did. That was one of his L's.
That was his biggest L.
Oh my
This movie Weapons does what I love in horror really well, where it shows you scary things, but it doesn't, for the most part, cut away from them. It has it in the background and it starts getting closer and closer and closer. It doesn't just jump scare you with everything. Weapons loves to just show you something and you're just like, wait, what? No, like where you see Marcus just sprinting, you're like, what is happening? And while your mind is registering it, you're freaking out because you're like, oh my god, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
And it's something like Hereditary did really well. I think it did it better, where it would just put a naked demonic grandma in the corner of the dark room and your eyes adjust and you're like, what did I just see? And then all of a sudden it's away. This one does it where you're like, she walks into the market and the wife walks in after, and it's these slow panic shots, and you just know on turn one of these turns something's gonna be behind her, and it's gonna be there, and it's like it's setting something up to just happen in the moment.
And then the mom who came out of the house to
Yes.
cut her piece of hair. while she
Yeah,
was
that was
asleep
a
in the
great
car.
scene.
Yeah, that was intense.
It was so suspenseful.
Yeah.
Like
Weapon-
when you see her walking out with a knife, you think, oh, she's about to get stabbed to
Yeah.
death. It's over. And then
And
even when
she
she
hops in
gets
the
in the car, like
Yeah.
I like that they didn't play any music.
No,
During
and,
that
and not
scene.
even that. They
It
didn't
makes
even
it
show
so
her.
much
They
sense.
she disappears from the screen. So you're just like, I'm waiting for a jump
Yeah.
scare, and then all of a sudden you hear the
And
The
even
door
like,
opening
yeah.
and closes. and
Oh man.
Although I think if someone was bringing scissors right here on me, I'd be what the fuck.
But I think that's
Yeah.
why it was
She was
important that they
drinking,
showed her
too,
drinking. Yeah. So like she was really out.
Yeah.
I wish they had played a little bit more into that.
Her
a little bit,
alcoholism?
Her alcoholism. But it's hard because you have so many POVs. If it was just her POV, they probably would have played it into a lot of like the trauma that she has from being the center of all of the anger
Yeah.
of this.
But back to the POVs for a second. I thought it was really interesting how even when they were showing the same scenes, they showed them shot differently.
Yes.
Like
yes.
if you notice
noticed
at
that.
the beginning of the movie when they're showing Alex, his dad, and the Gladys,
Yes.
they don't show it from the front. Like you see Alex in the middle, like from behind his head.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
can't really tell or know
That
that's,
something's wrong
not
with
his
his dad.
mom. There's something wrong
also
with his
like
dad.
at his height too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the perspective of a small child.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
I,
they did do
I
that.
did notice that because I was when they showed it at the end, I was like, how did I not catch the dad looks like a fucking zombie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gladys was a really interesting kind of piece there that eventually falls into place. Yeah, I did notice that too, which is also really great because it's not just reusing; they're really
Yeah.
shooting more. You know, when we're in what Druggy Kid's POV, you're seeing it differently of his interaction with the cop than when you were seeing it from the cop's POV. So I thought that was pretty cool. And again,
Yeah.
they cut past the parts that we've already seen to show you the parts you need to see more.
Even in like the Marcus Chase scene, like when he crawls under the car the first time,
Yes.
it's kind of more from like behind the car, and then during his scene, it's like the camera goes like beneath
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah,
with
it goes
them.
with him. And then you even see like the whole like he was haul assing from the moment he got turned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This whole way, which was also they sprinkled some comedy in from what we were saying.
Yes,
earlier,
yeah.
because people were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
What
because
the fuck?
it's one of those things where it's just like this is the weirdest thing I've seen, so I'm laughing, but it's also
Yeah.
absolutely terrifying.
yeah.
Dude, like
That would be a
imagine
nightmare.
seeing that today, like some crazed guy.
But like not just
Running
anybody,
like this.
like
Yeah.
somebody
Blood
you
all over his
talked to
face.
earlier that like you feel like you can trust and
Eyes-
confide
Yeah.
in, and then eyes are falling out of their head almost,
Yeah.
and they're acting in a way you've never seen them move.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting, and I really like the fact that Archer was like, "I've seen that run,
Yeah,
I've seen that
Yeah.
run," because I was like, "Yes," I'm like, we're not going to spend so much time with them like at the police station," and also immediately he was like,
seen
connection,
that.
connection, yeah. Josh Brolin really.
Yeah, shout out to Josh Brolin.
Good job.
he was cooking.
Well, real quick, I think all the actors did really good. I
yeah, they
think
did really
I think Julia Gardner was really
Definitely.
good. Like she really gave me like young teacher who's caught up in something bad and she doesn't know how to handle it. And I really like that. Like when she's after the very first scene where they're in the town hall and she's going to buy the alcohol and her lip is like quivering as she's buying it because she's just like, I need to like, drink my sorrows away.
Yeah.
And then her scene, like when she's in her house, was terrifying. Like the knocking, which I guess was
It was
Archer.
Archer paying her
so
call.
now we know that. But in the moment, I was like, oh,
It could be anybody.
I was like, oh no, not even anyone. I was like, oh, demon. And she opens the door, and I was like, oh, you let the demon in. Never leave the demon in.
Never open the door.
Never open the door. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, yeah. I think my favorite part about Weapons, and I brought it up before, but it's reminding me with that scene. My favorite part of Weapons is the long, uncut shots, the long takes, where like she's going up to the door to look through the people, and it's like you're just waiting for it to cut to the people and see like a demon in there.
Yeah.
And then like in the stores when she's walking in, it's curving in and
Yeah.
out, and you're just like, which curve am I gonna see some fucked shit?
Yeah.
No,
It
they
was
shot it
also
really
like
cool.
you never found out until you were really introduced to Gladys in Alex's POV if like who was causing all this stuff.
Yeah, you had no idea.
Like at the one scene when Archer was dreaming about his son
Yeah.
and that gun showed up above the house. We were talking about this earlier. We thought it was like, oh my god, it's
Aliens. Yeah, we were like, oh, aliens or something.
Yeah.
Like he's seeing a representation of what the aliens would be doing, and maybe the aliens are controlling him. And I was like, oh, that'd be
Yeah.
Well,
and
Justine,
then
actually
Justine-
had a dream
she
about
had a-
her
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like when it cuts away and she looks up at the ceiling, that's
Yeah.
Gladys too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
no,
thought. It was
yeah.
like a demon. I was like,
That's why
yeah.
I thought it was a demon too. Okay, so why were they all dreaming about Gladys? Why were they
That's
like?
yeah, that's a
because
good
they're
question.
at that point.
I feel like
I think it has something to do with how they were connected with the people that they lost.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but-
also think it's like because she's like in this occult, like witch influence. That type of energy probably has like an influence whether you choose to receive it or not.
Yeah.
I
And
guess.
when you're so fixated on like a goal, that could really affect your dreams.
Yeah, because at first I was like, oh, they're being possessed or something. But at that point, she doesn't have their hair or anything. There's no reason that she would be
They just felt the
affecting these
disturbance.
people. They just, yeah, or yeah, that's the thing. One of my critiques with weapons is there's so many unanswered questions with Gladys and the eventual reveal of what she is doing. And it didn't feel satisfying to me. I felt like there were some questions that I was like why are they dreaming about her? Why are they having these visions and stuff? Why is the dad having a vision? He's not being possessed or anything like that. And then, what is she doing with the kids? What is she, who is she there? Why is she
Yeah.
there?
I
and
interpreted
stuff like
it.
that.
I interpreted it as the dad Archer was dreaming about his son anyway, and if his son is being possessed and
He has
stuff,
like a psychic
yeah,
connection.
they got some kind of link. And then Justine being the teacher that they say cares way too much about her students.
Yeah.
She was dreaming about whether or not the students and Alex and everybody was all right. And then she had the dream picturing Gladys. The thing that was throwing me kind of was like the gun that popped up over the house.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it was supposed to symbolize weapons, but that felt too like literal.
On the nose.
Yeah.
It was too alluding to like the title of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And they
think-
had like the time that they
Yeah,
all escaped
217
as
on the
bullets
gun.
on it.
So we were talking about like what was the 217? Does that represent anything, or is that just him being like 217? That's when they left. Like it's just more of a legitimate
Yeah.
representation of like, oh, they were weaponized at
I guess you could
217.
argue that this was like his own consciousness being splayed in the dream.
Yeah,
But
but
then that still doesn't because he's like a realtor or something, or he.
yeah,
Yeah.
So the gun makes really no sense.
But then the gun was over his house.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it
Yeah,
wasn't
I don't know,
like
that-
telling him where to go. It was
Yeah.
just a
I think it was, yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that was interesting. That's the thing is like maybe I'm just missing it because we like literally just saw it once, but like I didn't understand like why. Like, what is it too literal, or are they legitimately just saying
Yeah.
like he knows that they were weaponized in some way at
He
217?
wouldn't have known at that point, though. At that point in the show, when he was investigating, he would have known.
Oh yeah, at
that
that point he didn't. Yeah, at that point he had not started his investigation at all. That's
Yeah.
what started the investigation. So yeah, maybe maybe that was his mind trying to be like, oh, something's happening. Maybe your kid was
something's
taken.
wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was like something. I think my main critique, is what you said with weapons. My main critique with weapons is the fact of like, I didn't really love the reveal, but I thought it was cool, but I didn't love it. I was okay.
So you didn't want it
possession.
to be like a witch with like because I feel like they were sprinkling the parasite thing throughout the movie.
I thought it was gonna be. I thought like they're puking all the black crap up and everything. I was like, oh, maybe she is being controlled by some demonic parasite or something like that, and like she's spreading it. But then the parasite. Here's the main. Yeah. Why don't you guys have anything to say about that?
About the parasite aspect of
Yeah, the
Gladys.
parasite aspect. Because I was gonna
yeah.
get to the next part, but I don't want to get into that just yet.
I thought it was interesting because when Gladys first gets to Alex's family's house, you can tell she's a lot less healthy than she is once she has control over
Yes.
the parents even. And then by the time she has all the kids, you can see her hair is longer, she's acting with more energy, she's out and about more, she's more dressed up. So she is getting some kind of parasitic
Yeah.
benefit from having all these kids under her spell.
Why don't-
What was Gladys doing with all the people under her control and weapons?
Yeah. See that.
Yeah, we were thinking about that when we came out because we couldn't really come to a clear consensus.
They didn't really tell you, which is
Yeah.
fine. But like, I don't. Yeah. Was she weaponizing
Because
them?
yeah,
Or-
also like
I
the
think
way she explained it when Alex was confronting her about it was made it seem like she was lying to Alex
Yeah.
to be like give him a false sense of security that it was like, oh, if I get these kids, she's gonna feel better and she's gonna leave. But it seemed like she was just saying that to make sure Alex does all this stuff for her.
Yeah, I do think she said that to manipulate him.
Yes,
but
definitely.
I also think she was being honest about the kids
Needing more,
being able to
yes.
help her.
I-
Because she
yeah.
said that she thought the parents were going to be able to help her, and it wasn't enough. Meaning she needed more people.
More life force
And-
or something.
I don't know that she was really just having the kids do that much outside of just being in the basement and eating a ton of soup, which I do
A
want
lot
to
of
talk
soup.
about. I do want to talk about that. If you saw a little kid buying enormous quantities of soup every single day and walking it home alone, like 17
gotta bring
kids
up a lot
and
of
2
questions.
adults worth of soup is a whole lot of soup, man.
I'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, bro, hey, I know you don't need
Something
all that soup.
can't be right at home if you're buying this much soup.
Okay, like from maybe the witch, like maybe Gladys was like controlling a little bit of like the cops' media with her possession stuff. Obviously, what was the cop's name that we followed?
Paul.
Paul. He goes in, he gets fucking possessed. But there were so. I could have figured it out. Like, it was so easy to figure it out. Like, what are you talking about? Immediately, the first time we see Alex go home, before we even, like, know his home is a little weird, the door opens so demonically, and it's just darkness in there, and then
pure
closes.
black behind
and
the
I'm like,
doorway.
okay, so
And
the
then,
house is
and then Paul steps out and is like,
Yeah.
like, what kind of fucking cop is doing
Yeah.
that?
And even
Come
then,
in.
when you got inside, Paul doesn't say a word. He just continues to motion you like closer.
Yeah. Well, and not even that. Before we even know something's going on, before when Justine is trying to figure it out, and she's watching Alex go home, and the door just opens like Nosferatu. It just opens, darkness, and he walks in and just. I'm like, I would have been like, all right, so the fucking house is possessed. Like,
Yeah.
please, like, no.
And they said that they were taking advantage of every single lead.
I was like, no, you were not.
The fuck you weren't.
The house of the only kid that didn't get abducted has like newspapers
Yeah,
covering
like
every
okay,
single window.
you checked once.
You
and
don't
then
see
you're
his
like,
parents
okay, yeah, it's
anymore.
fine. Yeah, the parents are.
Like-
yeah, there's definitely, but again,
There was
maybe
some
that's
hints.
like the witch.
Like they had their place posted up with the newspaper, and no cops were patrolling. Like
Yeah.
before and after that time, where she only took it down.
Or
to
what about the
detectives.
parents? I would have been going over to that kid's house every time. Like, where's my kids?
Yeah.
and,
Well, and then they talk about like ring cameras. I don't know if you guys have ring cameras, but those things pick up and turn on from like a pretty crazy distance. If there were 17
Yes,
kids running down the middle of a street
Okay.
to get to their
Yes.
house, there's no way one of those kids like houses wouldn't also just have like a ring or something.
I-
Be like
that
that
was
was a
like a
Yes.
group of
house.
an angry mob's worth of kids.
Yes, that's it.
spreading
I
down
was
the
thinking that
street.
when they showed eventually where the kids ran to that night, I was like a little disappointed because I was like, dude, they're in the like a middle of the suburbs. Like literally every house.
had
Like
streetlights
How would
on.
they not? How would they not have figured it out? What about the footprints and like going straight towards Alex's house? I'm like, oh, all right, they're in there. I get that they-
Everybody takes off in a straight line, B dash, directly to the
Alex's
only
house.
kid's house that didn't
Yeah.
disappear.
I was like, dude, pretty. But again, maybe. that
But
has to
again,
do
you know, the
with
witch, because they did say that they came over to the house.
They
and
did, yeah.
She ran them all out of there and went somewhere else. Where do you think she took them?
Oh, just in the woods.
Weapons. Where do you guys think Gladys took all these kids
to,
when the
to the,
detectives
to the
finally pulled
junkie's
up?
tent. he
Yeah,
comes
out in the
home,
woods.
Stuffed them all in
14
there.
kids. He's like, I don't know, whatever. Zips it. Yeah, I don't know. Just
I
ran
think
up.
Gladys was in the woods though to get what's his name, James?
Was she actually? I don't think she was actually out.
No, she was actually there.
No, she was totally out there.
And
And
she was-
he was sober.
Because remember, he went into the house and
No,
the
I know.
parents saw her, which
Yeah.
means that she would know that something was wrong, and then she went out to where he likes to be
Oh, did
and
he
was
not
waving.
see her?
No, she wasn't there.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
And then he was waving
What
at
was
her.
she doing
to
after
try-
taking a shit?
Wait,
or
no,
something?
because she probably was home. Because remember, he was in the
Oh
house
yeah, he
and
heard the
freaking
sounds
happened.
Yeah,
upstairs.
yeah,
so
I'm saying,
yeah,
so I
maybe
think that
she
was
was
just-
in the building.
Because she would have had to give the parents an order
Yeah.
when they got up and shoot him out of the
Yeah,
house.
she probably
I-
heard someone
I
downstairs.
thought that the parents stood up because you're not supposed to go in the basement. So like when somebody like crossed the plane of the basement and came back out, they just
Could be.
immediately knew like
Could be.
we have to handle this. Outside people can't see that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That is another thing where it's like you
It would have
can-
been cool to see like, or I guess just to think about what would have happened to him if he went over there when she was waving, because she was trying to lure him in.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't. What was she doing with these people? Was she sucking the life force in them? Is she like? Why is it called weapons? And I did a little research today when we got back, and Zach Krieger said that well, he had written this when he lost a very, very, very close friend of his or something like that. This was his way of dealing with it. And he said there's a lot of different interpretations of it, but one of them that a lot of people were talking about is the way that community and people weaponize each other and use each other against each other, which I can understand. That's kind of an interesting way to take it. Think about like the fact that all these kids go missing, and instead of like after doing this a little bit of detective work, consoling this teacher who just lost everything. Everyone's attacking her, weaponizing.
Entire community was against her.
Basically the witch has weaponized the entire community against her, and then
they literally weaponized the children.
But they didn't do anything. I guess they are weapons because when she snaps it, they become her weapon. So I guess But then here's the thing: if she's stealing all their life force and everything, they didn't really look it.
She looked different by the end of the movie.
No. All the other people and the kids and everyone didn't look like maybe their brain power because they said that they didn't talk.
But something was happening to them because the longer that they were under her control, the less of themselves that they acted like.
That's what it seemed like for the parents.
Because
too.
The parents at first he was still like, "Yo, what up, X-Man?" when he saw his son. But by day 2, they weren't really speaking or saying anything.
And then at the end of the movie, when they were given the ending exposition, they were like, Alex is still feeding soup to his parents somewhere, but then after a year the kids were able to talk again,
or some of them started talking again. It gives a lot of like questions, which is nice to think about, and maybe on like rewatches you'll start catching more like metaphors and stuff. But
I feel like for this we don't need all the answers though.
No, we don't, but I do think that some of the ways that they gave us the answers weren't super satisfying.
I think for me it was mainly just the dream thing, where I was like, everybody in town is seeing her in their dreams, or like the main people hunting for her seeing her in their dreams. That should, I don't know.
Why was she dressed like a clown?
I thought that was just the vibe.
Yeah, I think she's just a deranged old lady to try and cake herself in makeup.
Because if you were gonna see a witch out
that's
somewhere,
probably what it is.
If you saw her wearing like a black pointy hat, you'd be like, "Oh, there's the witch."
The witch.
But when she's wearing the colorful clothes, the ginger wig and stuff, it's a little disarming.
Yeah, I really like the part where
I would be on guard if I met a crazy.
Oh yeah.
So if she showed up to your door,
I was
gonna say you wouldn't let her in.
It's funny because Marcus was
I got
literally.
nothing for you here, man.
Marcus was
my property.
Yeah, Marcus.
I'll bring you a bottle outside.
I'll toss you a bowl on the street.
Yeah, Marcus was on edge the moment she walked into that. He's like, "What the hell?" Yeah. And I like the fact that he is on edge when she comes to the house.
That's fair because she just found out where he lives. He was like, "Oh, I can't help you.
Yeah,
be on your way." And she was like, "I'm exhausted. Help me."
Yeah. But one thing also is they really just shoved it in our faces in Weapons, that parasite stuff. Like they're watching a thing and it's like the parasite is in the ant, and then in class she's like, who's learning about parasites in like 3rd grade?
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Where she's like, "All right, class, what did you think about parasites?" And I'm like, "All right, I get it. The witch is like a parasite to the people. I understand. Stop shoving it down my throat." Like, I didn't like that. Like, again, it's almost like they thought we were a little too stupid to put things together.
The only one that I had a problem with was when they went to Marcus's house and they were watching the Planet Earth documentary.
Parasites.
About the
Who's
ants
watching
and the
that?
parasites.
Who's sitting down eating hot dogs
I'm not gonna lie, I knew it was Planet Earth because I was watching that.
Say something
I
about
was definitely watching that.
The glizzy platter.
Okay, yes. That glizzy plate was ridiculous.
Those looked nice.
That was bad eats.
They lined up.
That was extraordinarily bad
Those
eats.
glizzies looked great. I would have eaten. I would have gobbled them up.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have.
What was it like?
Those
It was
glizzies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was like glizzies and carrots. Like, what is that meal?
No, that was great.
It wasn't
and
even
it looked
before the
so
July
great.
or nothing.
No.
Just Benedict just wanted some glizzy.
They could have at least taken a bite of those glizzies to satiate.
Home
satiate
glizzy date.
Yeah.
The glizzy.
That was funny. I remember when he pulled it out, Amos was like, "Oh, glizzy, the love glizzy gobbler." Yeah, I did like that scene though with her, because I didn't really, and at that point we didn't really know what she was doing. That was when she first pulls out the thing. So we're talking about parasites and everything, right? I'm expecting she's gonna get a bowl of water and like a fucking alien tongue's gonna come out and start drinking the water. Like I was full on like, where are we going? And then it was like, oh,
You were disappointed with the bewitching brain.
and then it was just like, I liked it, but I don't. Maybe it was just overhyped for me, or like maybe the movie made me think like aliens and parasites, and then it was like, oh, it's a witch. Okay, it is a possession horror movie type thing. You know? Well, because Barbarian, which is his other movie, had such a unique twist in the middle of it with what was in the basement that I just never would have imagined ever. But in this one,
So you were expecting something literally out of the world.
out of the world. But in this one, I was like, oh, I kind of was what I expected.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about Barbarian. That movie was fucked.
What did you like better, Barbarian or Weapons?
That movie was fucked. Well, fuck. Barbarian was a whole surprise. Honestly, I think I like Barbarian more. Weapons was, but I enjoyed watching. Weapons really was a great watch.
Yeah,
I will
no.
say.
Nah,
We're
Weapons
really
was good.
picking it apart, but it was.
Yeah,
It was.
It was
like-
a really good movie.
We said a lot of shit, but that movie was so well done.
Yeah. Oh,
It really
It was
was.
so well done.
I actually. Oh, so you picked Barbarian.
But yeah, I picked Barbarian. The shock factor in Barbarian was a lot higher than it was in Weapons.
Yeah. For me, I had Barbarian spoiled for me before I saw it.
I still haven't seen it.
I'm not gonna say what the shock factor is, but I had the whole twist spoiled for me, which sucked. So for that, I actually like Weapons better, even though I am kind of like crap. Well, it's because I really liked it, so I'm like, oh man, I wish it could have just been tweaked a little bit to like be phenomenal. But now instead, it was just like, oh, that was actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a really interesting thing. I just like maybe I do wish it was just something so crazy, but maybe that's just my own thing. Because like even though I knew the twist of Barbarian, it was just such a wacky thing I just never would have thought of in my life.
Yeah.
So
But
like,
we got to talk about that one scene towards the end when they were chasing the grandma.
yeah, the ending.
Oh, yeah.
Gladys.
That one scene, I didn't think they were gonna go all the way, but when they ripped her,
They ripped
her mouth open and tore her to shreds. Oh my god!
We gotta
that
talk
was
about
so-
that chase scene.
Yeah,
though.
the ending-
Those little kids are future Olympians.
You know they had so much
Dude,
fun.
oh
filming
yeah, that was
You know
probably the
they had
sickest
so
thing
much
to do
fun.
ever.
All right, kids.
But
we gotta
they
have
were
to run-
moving. Dude, that one girl that jumped through that window,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like,
I-
this girl's a tank.
I love the POV. It's like on her shoulder, and
Yeah.
she's just bodying every window. And
They brought
I
up
mean,
the zombie
guaranteed,
cam.
if you tried jumping through one of these windows, you'd probably break your shoulder. She
Yeah,
was
get slid up.
No
down.
hesitation, just dropped her shoulder and
yeah.
steamrolled it.
so cool.
Nah,
Yeah,
that was
the
cool to
ending of Weapons was honestly pretty crazy.
It was sick. It was dope.
Yeah, and so when they tackled her, I was like, "Oh, a bunch of kids! Like, what are they gonna do? Punch her?" And then they rip her body in half.
That's why she took off running like that. She knew it was up.
She knew. She was like, "Oh." But you gotta think about it also. That grandma was hauling ass from.
I mean,
from,
dude, her life was on the line, but
Yeah.
that's how you could tell she was feeling
Yeah, that's
better.
what
She
I'm
would,
saying, yeah.
That's
when,
true.
when she first got to the
couldn't
house,
even-
she
was-
needed help.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
The dad came over to
So it's
literally
definitely a
help
life
her
force
walk
thing.
in.
She actually probably was taking their life force, even if she didn't look it maybe as much. She definitely was taking their life force. But yeah, at the end there, those kids. Also,
She grew all that hair in a month, dude.
But-
like she was definitely getting their life.
I didn't
force.
realize that.
They could have made her look a lot more like. I feel like they could have made her to make it more obvious they were taking her life force. She could have like lost wrinkles, had weight, like they did like the hair thing.
Mhm.
But I think she could have looked a little more lively. I
kinda like that it was
also
subtle.
think they could have made her even more disturbing as a witch. I thought that was because she seemed like just an old lady who knew like some spells.
I
And
think
it made her less threatening.
Knew some
I think the
spells.
fact that she looked like a jolly old
Yeah.
lady instead of being like this immediately threatening presence kind of made it better to me.
I have to agree. I do. I mean, like clown makeup-y, terrible grandma makeup.
Because
Was
you
like,
could kind of tell like she was
But like
off,
in the scenes
but-
when she was threatening Alex,
yeah.
I thought she could have been more intense, more terrifying.
yeah, because there it really just she is just an old lady that's
Yeah.
got some fucking spells up her sleeve.
But I mean, like,
Yeah,
I kind of
no.
get it from like Alex's perspective too. It's like if you walk up into the room of your house that you've been going in your whole life, and you see this woman with her weird witch tree and
You know, I got to give it to
doing all these
Alex.
spells.
I got to
That
give
kid
it to Alex. That kid,
Trooper. He was a
trooper.
trooper.
Not only that, but he didn't question anything. He knew immediately. He was like, "Yep, witch." Like he didn't say it, but you
Yeah.
knew he wasn't questioning anything.
Tyler
He
would have
knew.
snitched day one.
Day one. I wouldn't have left the house. I wouldn't
Like,
like.
I saw that. I was immediately started like thinking of ways I could snitch on this
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
I thought
can't
cool
believe
because
you-
I thought what was gonna happen because obviously she has some psychic connection to him that she knows if he was gonna talk. I thought he was gonna look out the window and like try like signaling to someone like, "Fucking get me out of here!" But like,
Then you see her like pop out from behind a tree
Yeah.
at school.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
don't say anything.
yeah. Here's another thing that like again, this is kind of like that horror movie thing, right? He steps over the salt. At the end of the movie, at the end of Weapons, Alex steps over the salt and his parents start attacking him. And they're breaking down the doors. Like, it is nothing. And then he goes into the bathroom where he's doing his thing, and all of a sudden they can't break down the door.
Well, that's classic plot.
That's just but it was
classic
so obvious.
Like,
It was just like,
it was literally like, here's Johnny when they went through the first
Yeah.
door. and
then
then
the
by
next-
the time they get to the last door, it's like, what do you add energy?
Yeah, then it was like,
we saw that one guy, James, get ragdolled like
Yeah.
7 times.
Yeah.
He didn't stop.
that's what I'm saying. I thought, yeah,
But that last door was made of titanium.
literally, it definitely like stood out to me.
Well, James also had crackhead superpowers, by the way.
Crackheads,
Yeah.
yeah.
Explains why he.
That was actually really funny, where he just get punched and get down, and he got up and punch again. That was
Heroin
funny.
energy is forever.
Yeah. So that was like there was a little bit of plot armor there. Again, I don't know. We're picking it apart, but these are things that I noticed, and if I noticed it on first watch, it did affect me a little bit because I think they could have figured out a better way for him to like maneuver out of there and stuff. I don't know.
I think
I
this
feel
is
like it would've-
because it was like, it's like, you know, it's a horror movie. You're like, oh, I could have survived this.
Yeah.
That's kind of probably why we're picking
yeah.
it apart.
Or the opposite way, where I would have been like, yeah, I would have been dead, but for some reason this kid's not dead. You know.
I feel like it would have been cooler to have Alex break the branch and do that like right when his parents are about to get him or something, and then we see them stop.
Yeah.
Because we see the scene afterwards where he gives them a hug and we like know it's over and all that with Justine. But I want to see them put their arms through that door the way that they were doing it to every other
Yeah.
door at that point.
That's the thing,
for
yeah.
real.
Because they're basically zombies at that point. They don't care if their arm gets snapped in half. They're breaking through
Yeah.
that door, but for some reason the last door they can't break through, and it's like plot armor. You couldn't have found a better way to write this scene to give us tension other than just plot armor, and that was the problem.
Maybe run to a bigger bathroom, let him hop in the tub or something.
Or he's just
Like,
Or
hide behind like a curtain or something.
or
so they
maybe
gotta,
like make it
look
like really
forward.
horror where maybe he is like maybe he's well I guess the way that they set up the witch thing is that no matter where they are on Earth,
They
they're
kinda just know
beelining.
exactly
So
what
like I was thinking maybe
yeah.
he could hide in like the counter, like underneath the counter or something, and they're like hide, but they would know. They would just fucking start breaking through, or just have him like legitimately just juking them out in the thing where he's like going through each door and like he's trying to do
Yeah,
the
like
thing.
he's filled up the bowl, but he's
Yeah,
running
but
around
like,
the
running
house.
and he's like trying to do it as he's running. Like that could have been cool because maybe he's almost spilling the water and it's like, oh my god, if he spills it, he's dead.
Yeah.
and then he gets it right in time, like something like that. But
shout out to Alex.
You acting
though,
like you
'cause
weren't stressed out when that whole shit was going down.
oh, I was totally stressed.
Out of my-
I was stressed the moment the fucking movie
I
started.
think we're trying to give it like reasoning to go from R rating to a 10 out of 10. That's
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, and these are the reasons why it's not. But let's talk about some
And
of the reasons
they're
we
really
really,
just
liked
picks
it.
from
Was
most
the
of these.
tension,
Yeah.
the music, the sound design in Weapons was top tier. The cinematography was top
Excellent.
tier. That was what really got me because they knew how to play with your expectations of horror, like the long panning one shots where
And they really drew your like they knew what they're doing with like garnering your attention span.
Yes.
Yeah.
And seeing what you would focus on.
yes, they know exactly where to put your eyes. You know there's going to be a jump scare, and they don't give it to you at first. Like when Archer's in his dream, and it keeps cutting back and forth to this kid, like
When the
basically
jump
dead.
scare hit, I was like, "Oh, there isn't gonna be a jump scare.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be this." And then
you
it hit me, and I flew out of my fucking seat.
flew
in the middle
out of your
theater.
seat. And so they really know how to do that. And just like, yeah, it was really good with that. Just like with seeing Marcus just running like this, bloody bulging eyes like that guy. You know that guy on TikTok who can bulge his eyes out like that?
I can't say that I've seen him.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that was really cool. And then yeah, the ending scene was crazy. It reminded me of Substance. The
Yeah.
ending of Substance, just how the substance just goes so
Turns
berserk.
into like a little bit of like
Yeah.
body horror kind of, but it was cool.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah, everyone was great in it. The music was great. It was a good horror movie. It was a good horror movie. Now, the big question, the huge question: did you like Did you like Weapons better than Sinners or 28 Years Later?
Oh, the big question.
Ooh. I'll say this.
No, these are my top 3 right now for the.
I will say this. I think Weapons was better than 28 Years Later.
Oh, God.
But I'd have to rewatch Sinners before I could say it was better than that. Because maybe it's just how fondly I'm remembering the first time I saw Sinners, but I feel like I walked out of that movie feeling like it was over this. But maybe that was just the feeling. Maybe it wasn't like a better movie, if that makes sense. Because this was a nice little film.
This was a nice.
This was a nice one.
If I could rank the 3 Weapons, 28 Layers, and Sinners, I would do 3. There's gonna have to be Weapons.
Okay.
2. I gotta rewatch Sinners, but
That's what I'm saying.
2, I think 2's gotta be 28 Years Later.
Okay.
Wait, what? The other
Okay.
day you literally just had
Sinners.
28 Years Later above
I
Sinners.
know, but like, Sinners was like low key flawless.
Yeah, Sinners was good.
Yeah.
I like 28 Years Later and Sinners better than Weapons. I really liked Weapons, but I don't think it beats because I came out of those
What's
movies.
your first? Like, what do you have?
Right now, I have Sinners above 20 Years Later, but I think
Okay.
I have not stopped thinking about 28 Years Later since I've seen it.
I mean, I like 20 Years Later more than Sinners, but
Yeah.
overall, I rate Sinners.
But the thing is,
what
like,
from 28 Years Later puts it over?
Yeah, so
Weapons for
the
you.
coming out of Sinners and
Just
Yeah,
that's all
yeah.
I need, Billy.
coming out 28 Years Later in Sinners, I really felt a deeper connection with the movie. Like I really understood the metaphors and the meaning behind the film, and I connected with it a lot more. And I really understood the layers of the film of like what the villains represented, what the characters represented, what the world represented, what the plot points represented, what the music represented. And I could just continue peeling back the layers like an onion. While Weapons, there's maybe like 1 or 2 layers I found so far. And
Weapons
I
is
don't.
very literal.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is like,
Opinions.
okay, which horror film? Cool.
But that might just be what like all
Exactly.
it
But
is.
for me, I tend to lean towards the movies that the monster, the plot represents something on
Yeah.
a bigger meaning or a deeper connection. Well,
That's valid.
I think this could like the weaponizing of community against one another instead of coming together.
So what were the layers of 28 Years Later?
Oh
that
my god!
brought
well,
you.
well
over
first
it?
of all, the whole fact of like the world not helping the island, just letting them go.
Yeah.
The fact of community kind of destroying each other, and
They
then
had some community in Weapons.
yeah, that's all they had though. And then the biggest one is the loss of innocence and all the different things that lead to Spike's loss of innocence. We talked about that on the podcast, but I that was so great, and the mother and what that represents, and then the father and what he represents in time of trial or whatever you want to call it and whatnot, and then Sinners obviously with
Okay.
literally everything.
Playing devil's
Literally
advocate for a second. Is it fair to say that Alex lost his innocence once Gladys arrived? Because he went from being a kid and saying, "Mom, I'm hungry," and getting to go eat like that versus literally feeding his parents with a spoon and providing for all those other kids in the basement.
But
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
but that wasn't really a direct representation, I feel like.
because we didn't
It's
get to
like,
see him. Because if it was only his POV, I would agree.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you only see a little bit. So yes, I do agree that there is a little bit of loss of innocence there. But what does it lead to? He, it's not like in 28 Years Later, it's building to him literally living on his own, being his own person.
Right.
He goes out at the end to live his own journey, not live for his parents, and become a man. Well, in this one, yeah, he loses his innocence, has to take care of his parents, and then we don't get to see the actual ending of it. Like maybe if we saw him taking care of the parents and whatnot, how that's changed him as a person, but we just hear that stupid girl giving exposition, being like, "Well, he still feeds his parents." fucking
the
soup."
kids started speaking this year.
Like, who are you?
Show your face.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
random. That was a little random.
You have no clue who that kid
and then
was.
Sinners obviously has so much representation
Yeah.
between racism and conforming and conformity and oh man, so good.
Yeah, there were a lot of great themes in
Yeah.
both of those.
I do. I'm shitting on Weapons, but I think that's just. I think that's also. I'm critiquing Weapons more because horror movies, I feel like I have to critique or else I'll be scared. Like I'm sitting there like, oh, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. So I can remind myself that I'm not gonna get witched tonight by
Like,
I mean,
you
that's
were
what
supposed
you're
to
saying
scare
now.
me.
But we're gonna get a doorbell later.
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Woman in a ginger wig.
Literally, like this, like when we were watching it, I was like, God damn it, I gotta sleep alone in this place tonight. I'm gonna hear like on my door and then wait. Okay, wait a second. I would not be. I'd be like, I'm not answering the door. I'm calling the police. Okay, another big thing. In Weapons, why did she not paint or go get a car wash? Why did she not get rid of Witch?
Because remember, she was like scraping on it. A car
Yeah.
wash would not have gotten rid
Okay,
of it.
well, paint it over. She's driving around a
She's gonna
gigantic.
Dude, if you just got
Witch-mobile.
your car defaced, nobody's getting their whole car repainted in like
No,
2
I would
days.
just like take a paintbrush and like. She's driving around
So
with a big
double
bullseye.
paint over it?
You
Yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do.
I would
I
not be
feel like
driving around with a big bullseye saying, "Hey, kill me, hit me, know where I'm at." Like she doesn't want people following her, but she's driving around a fucking big red nose. Like,
Nah, sometimes you just gotta let the people know.
well, you don't know drip for cars, so
I
he
don't
would be
know
driving
drip.
around with Witch.
Yeah, I
Scoot-
would be.
scoot this way.
Which
I
would
would
go
be.
hard? Which would go hard?
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
As long as you didn't paint it yourself. Painting witch on your own car might not be the coolest.
oh, see,
But
wait, that
when you have other people doing it to you, it's just like
I'm also
I'm in their
just-
head.
I'm also just like they literally told you. They literally told you the answer to the movie in the beginning. She gets witch written on her car, and it legitimately is a witch. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, they also show you Gladys in every dream. Like, you know it's her.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that was a demon or not. And then we
I
find
guess.
out that she was more of a witch. Where do you guys think Gladys came from? What is she? Is she just a witch, or is there something? Because they'd say, "Well, I haven't seen her in 15 years." La di da.
I don't know. I hope.
Well, where does anybody come from, really?
Oh, I know, but I mean, where she get her? Where
The
does she get
deep
her
questions
witchy?
we gotta ask.
Where does she get her witchy powers?
I don't know. I hope she left some in the town. Weapons 2. This time,
Yeah, where's
all
the tree?
All the adults are leaving.
Yeah, where's the tree?
The kids got to solve the case.
You could, I'm sure you could get into like whole like Satanism and all that
Yeah.
type of stuff. But
Yeah, no, that's
at
cool.
the end
No,
of the day, you don't really need.
yeah, no, I don't think we need it. I don't think we need that in Weapons. It's more something fun to think about. Like, oh,
Yeah.
where was she? Where was she before this? What was she doing? What town did she fuck up before this? You know?
Yeah, why didn't she already have weapons pulling up with her to this new town?
Literally,
Yeah.
just walking with a
Yeah.
like an army of little children.
Damn,
to
so, like,
weaponize,
what if,
just like
like-
you
like,
like
what if-
weaponizing little children.
Oh, can't say
What
I
if she's
do,
not even
but-
as old as she seems? What if she's like hundreds of
That's
years
what,
old?
yeah. Like, what if she's
doing
not
this?
really
Yeah.
their aunt? They're like,
And,
oh, we haven't seen her.
I don't know
barely
why, but
her."
I thought you were gonna go the opposite way. Like, what if she's actually just like 30?
Well, she could. Yeah, maybe the witch.
That's another possibility.
Yeah, what if the witchy powers, age her?
She was just cursed.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh fuck, somebody
The
taught me
witch
how to-
magic
how to
just-
do
That would
this.
be cool. Like, yeah, what if she's cursed and she's
Be
aging
faster.
faster or something like that? Yeah. That's probably not it. She's probably just an old lady that.
I mean, her
witch stuff.
drip sucks, so I'd expect
Nah,
her
she
to
was
be
fitted.
fucking old.
Like, you would think she's fitting.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, well, where does Weapons rank? Where does Weapons rank from all the 2025 movies that came out this year?
Honestly, walking out of the theater, I felt like I liked it more than Fantastic Four or Superman, even though those are completely different kinds of
Yeah.
movies and kind of hard to, I guess, compare. Walking out, I was like, that was a great movie.
Top 3.
I had more questions
don't-
about watching Superman and Fantastic
Definitely
Four. There was
for
some
me-
stuff I wanted different.
Definitely for me, above Superman. It's above Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
It's not above Sinners, 20 Years Later, or Predator, Killer of Killers. Not above those three for me. It's not above F1.
Honestly, I think I have it over Killer of Killers and F1.
Okay. I liked F1.
F1 was really good.
F1 was just
really
like,
liked
I think
F1
F1
too.
surprised the absolute living shit out of me because I just had no interest in F1 and I went into it and I was like, this is actually insane.
It's because he can't drive.
I'm a better driver than you.
No, we saw on that
No.
racetrack, Amos. We went to a racetrack. I was cooking this guy, Tyler.
Guy tried killing me on the track.
believe it.
I'm
I
just,
took him out
I mean,
one
that's what you're
turn.
supposed to do.
Literally.
One by any means.
that was the worst time.
What, are you trying to be safe on the racetrack?
I almost
Exactly.
died. I
We
almost
have
died.
helmets on.
Following the rules of the
Dude,
road.
I think I broke my back going to that fucking racetrack. All right. So, yeah, I have Sinners, 20 Years Later, Killer of Killers, F1. And right now I have Fantastic Four above Weapons, but I think they're equal. And I think over time that could change because Fantastic Four is much more on the nose cliche
Yeah.
superhero movie, while Weapons might have deeper meanings. And I think like when we talked about Sinners, I liked it, but the more I like really thought about Sinners and 20 years later, the more I'm like, dude, this is god tier stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe Weapons over time thinking about horror, because on first watch, horror movies are never a fun experience to me. I'm too busy shitting my pants. So like over time, as I really think about the actual meanings and messages of the film, I might be like, oh, you know what? It's a lot better. But yeah, right
I
now.
wasn't there for the Fantastic Four pod, so I'll say this now. I didn't really like the way that Fantastic Four ended. I thought the really like 80% of the movie was really, really good.
Yeah.
But once they got to the Galactus fight, I was like,
The whole movie just seemed
They
like
were
an
losing me.
introduction to like, okay, here's Fantastic Four, welcome to the MCU.
yeah.
Also, here's Galactus. Bye, Galactus.
And I
So
think
was
for
like-
me, that's why I have Weapons over it, because even though I would have liked a little bit more of like an epilogue in Weapons, with Fantastic Four, I walked out and I was just like, that was kind of
You know what? I might
anticlimactic.
put Weapons over it just because I think Weapons did something unique, even if the witchy Gladys stuff wasn't necessarily as unique as I wished it was. It still was a very unique premise. And the way that they handled it was really well done, even if I did have critiques with it, that I think it does deserve over Fantastic Four. But even though F1 is super, super generic, I love that movie. That movie
No,
was
they
great.
did a great job.
F1 was great. And then 28 years later, and Sinners is just...
Those two were insane,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my lord.
There were some great movies this year.
Yeah, and we got some more
There was a
coming out.
pooper movie that I saw this year. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Jurassic Park.
It was Jurassic World. Yeah, that movie was fucking awful.
Jurassic
Yeah.
World.
Oh my
So you like Jurassic World better than Weapons?
no, Jurassic World.
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, Weapons is a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we still have although the summer blockbusters are coming to an end, we still have a couple more coming out. Movies, I don't know if there's any big blockbuster. We got Nazar 2 coming out, which we're definitely going to be
Okay.
tapping into. Jaws is coming out for its 50th anniversary. I might want to see that. We can talk about that. And then obviously we got the big boys coming out in the fall in September.
boys.
Predator, Badlands, Demon Slayer, Avatar, Wicked for Good.
Wicked for Good. There's another one too. Is the Odyssey coming out this year?
No, yeah,
Nah, it's a while.
next July.
Tease.
So, well, coming to an end of summer, what's your favorite season?
Summer.
Really?
Late summer.
For me,
August, September.
gotta say fall.
Fall.
I think
I
summer.
just feel like the way the trees and stuff look, the changing colors of the leaves.
I will say fall is
Very
easily
vibey.
the drippiest.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
The drippiest of the seasons.
It's a nice little
I
season.
think fall, like a good fall, not fall becoming winter, just like a good fall where it's warm but has a nice chill in the air.
Nah,
and
that
summer.
fall into winter is a nice.
No, winters suck, bro.
Like
I
when,
fucking hate
when
winter.
we're going from
I hate
like
winter.
60s to like 50s, like maybe like 52. That's a nice. That's
No.
a nice time.
I mean, when you just need to wear like a light sweatshirt or something.
I'm saying,
that's-
literally.
I like that.
Yeah, or nice. You got a nice shirt on with the nice a flannel over top with some
Yeah.
jeans on.
My
You know.
least favorite part of the year is transition from winter to spring.
Oh, which is
you're
all
like-
mud.
Yes.
Yeah, it's mud and
Yes.
shit, and you're like,
And the
Why
back
isn't
and
it- well,
forth
yeah.
of the weather.
It was,
Yes.
yeah.
Like one day it'll randomly be like 35,
And the next day
the
it's like-
next day it's like 70.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what I'm supposed to
literally
do.
my-
I also
literally a full month of
hate the transition from fall to winter because you just know you're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
For the next couple of months,
at
where
least
it's
you
just
know what's happening.
yeah, but I don't like what's happening. I don't like the snow is great for like a good couple minutes, and then you're like, God damn, I got to
I
shovel.
only like,
Yeah.
I
Now
only
shoveling
like
does
snow
get worse.
for the first fall, and then you're like, I'm over it.
And then it's
I gotta-
muddy and it's gross and it sucks but I do like the good old sitting at home, and I don't feel bad about just being in my house. When it's summer out and I'm like sitting at home like I should be outside. So
But I hate that like spring Jersey weather where it'll be freezing in the morning, hot in the afternoon.
and muggy.
And it's like if I'm going to be somewhere from like 8 to 10, I need to be wearing something completely different than if
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
outside at like 4
Like
or
you have
5.
to, you go up to where you're going like fully like winter
Like,
coat almost,
yeah.
and then it's over. You're
And
overheating
it's like,
because
dude,
it's 60
it is
out.
Yeah.
hot.
Like I like a nice I love summer because obviously summer is just like no school, even though that doesn't make a difference for us now. No school, happiness. It's my birthday and just pure happy, fun, joy, warm outside doing shit. But then fall, like a nice like Halloween night where it's a little warm, it's got a nice breeze in the air. You can go outside, go see the leaves falling and stuff. Oh,
And the bugs are leaving.
the bugs aren't out. And
Nothing
The
like
kids are
getting
out
bit by
for
bugs.
Justin or for Justin for Justin to weaponize. So anyway, all right, that was our review of Weapons. Is anyone going to change their review, their
No.
rating?
Wait, before we're done with Weapons, should you go and see Weapons on a scale of watch it right now, wait until it's on streaming, or just never watch it?
Watch it right now. You gotta watch, because I think that's a movie to get the full experience. You gotta go watch it in the theater, because
I think most horror movies that are really well made like this are meant for the theater because
Yeah.
the actual experience of being around people and seeing them jump and scream and the sound and
you
everything.
saw how I reacted to that
Yeah.
shit earlier.
I think you definitely.
Nearly shit my
And I think
pants.
this one is
Because
definitely
how
good.
else are you gonna have random people, random strangers staring at
Oh
you?
wait, real quick.
Wait.
So in Weapons, there are a
Shout
lot
out
of
to that
moments
guy.
that make you laugh, and like you would just laugh because it's just so crazy. And I was just laughing, like when Marcus got freaking smacked by that car, I'm laughing, and the guy next to me was looking at me like I was crazy, like I was the witch. He was like crazy, and then you're laughing, and he's like looking over at you, and I'm like, dude, how are you not laughing at some of this stuff?
Yeah. Also, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Watch the movie. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, why are you watching me?
Yeah.
I mean, he was sitting
I
next
mean, I
to
know
two
we're entertaining.
psychopaths. Who can blame him?
You know, that's fair enough.
Yeah, honestly.
Also, it reminds me when we were watching that Star Wars movie. And when Kylo Ren like disappeared, we were the only ones in the entire theater talking about how stupid that scene was.
Dude, it was like nobody else understood how ridiculous that was. And we're like crying, looking around and everybody's he's like, this is peak Star Wars. No, it isn't.
No, it was not.
No, it is not.
That was the shittiest moment of the whole movie.
Yeah, that new trilogy
So
was something.
I think I'll change my rating from what did I say, a 9?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna drop it to an 8.5. It
Yeah.
was still like solid movie.
Yeah.
I critiqued it a lot.
Yeah, we did critique it a lot, and that makes you would think we give it like a 4, but
But it was really
still
just a
really
good
yeah, it was
movie.
still really good. I think I'm gonna give it an 8 because I think my critiques bring it down that 2 points, but I think it's still so solid to give it that 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think I'd have it somewhere between 8.5,
Yeah.
8.7.
I
I
mean,
think you
we
got to
could-
go out and see this one, though.
Yeah, definitely see this one in
absolutely,
theaters.
for sure.
Definitely where I think most of these big movies that are like unique, or I think most of these actually new ideas. What was the better word?
Yeah, like unique standalone.
Yeah, well, these actually unique movies
Original
are,
IPs.
yeah. I think these original movies need to
Yeah,
be seen in
yeah.
theaters because you need to like promote these movies so we're not getting the same rebooted slop.
Yeah, like, you know what? Don't watch Fantastic Four. You really don't need to see it. Go see.
I don't know. There were some
Sinners,
silver.
28
There
years
were some
later,
silver
and
surfers.
Heavies.
Well, you can
Some
see this one and
galacti.
see little Julia Gardner,
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
that?
she's having a crazy summer right now.
Mean Girl?
Justine.
That's
That's Silver Surfer.
Really? Oh, she's killing it this
Now I'm
summer.
You
saying
didn't realize that? Yeah, that's
summer
Silver Surfer.
takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Brolin and Silver Surfer star in Weapons.
Josh Brolin.
Sorry. Thanos and
Thanos-
Silver Surfer
Thanos
star.
and Cable are in this movie again.
Thanos, Cable, and Silver Surfer
Cable,
star.
Silver Surfer.
Cable, Thanos. All right. Anyway, that's a review of Weapons. Check back in for
Yep.
Nazad 2 probably.
See you next time.
Yep.
Bye!
You didn't ask, but we did it.